Hi. So I'm headed to the pond, and then I'm gonna go to Cafe Nero to do some work. I'm having a tough one today. I mean, they're all tough, right? I'm just in it a lot. My emotions are high, and I can feel the clenching and unclenching in my stomach. Not as bad as it was, but I am having to make very conscious efforts, which is true every day, you know what I mean? It's a little bit more intense today. That's one of the things I was thinking about was something Michael Singer was saying in this lecture that I was listening to. And he was saying that, we're given this incredible gift, time, right? Before we have this time between when we're born and when we die. And at the end of it, what do we want to say we spent our time doing? And for most people, the answer is avoiding pain, right? Feeling as little pain as possible. That doesn't seem like a very worthy enterprise for your life. We've got this consciousness, we've got this universe, we've got amazing things to be grateful for. Who are we to say we don't want it, right? But at the same time, we've got emotions and thoughts. Again, these are things we can observe, just like cars going by. Just breathing through the emotion. One thing my housemate said to me today is and this is so true, and it's something that I've thought a lot about. It's like people come in to your life at the right moments, and people leave at the right moments. I just don't want to, but I'm okay with not wanting it. So the next thing is not wanting it. I don't know. It's a tough one, not today. I miss him a lot, and I love him a lot, and I know that he loves me. You can't help but wonder about. I can't help but wonder about him. But I am here in this moment. This is my life. Look, I'm having a hard time with this one today. So, I'm in pain. And that's just gonna be how it is. There's nothing I can really do about it other than observe it and allow myself to feel it. It's hard not to wish and hope and pray. I don't even pray. I pray to the universe every day, and so this feeling is going from my heart and my stomach, it's almost an electric charge. Just once there. But it's tough. It's in my throat, it's in my chest, it's in my gut. And that's it. I'm just gonna observe it. Be in this moment, because this is the only moment we have. I know I repeat myself, but I don't need to think about what he's doing right now, what he's thinking right now, what he's doing in general, what he's thinking in general. It's hard not to, though. And I'm not going to go into all the things that I think that he's thinking or think that he's doing, because here's the thing, none of it. I have no way of knowing if I'm right. There's no way of knowing unless I texted him, and I'm not going to do that. And even if I did, I don't know that he would even respond at this point, because not because he wouldn't want to, but because he would want to do what's best for me and for him. But I just can't help but he's going back to Egypt for a couple of weeks in about a week. And that's good. I mean, it's good. It's really good for him. He gets to see his mom and his sister, who he hasn't seen in 5 years. And, you know, her kids, and it's going to be really good for him, and I'm really happy for him. So he's going to go, and it's going to be good, because he's had a tough time. He's had a tough year.
Yeah, because you wanted to avoid step.
He's had a tough year. So I'm glad for him. But of course, there's still that little thing in my head going, well, maybe he'll say something. And I'm just to, if you're watching, just to quickly recap. So my relationship of 3.5 years ended recently. And it's not because of anything in our relationship. In fact, our relationship was amazing. We loved each other completely and wanted to live the rest of our lives with each other. But he comes from a different background, and specifically his mother doesn't get that he's an American citizen now, and he's lived in America for half his life now. And the crappy thing, I don't know about the crappy thing. The thing that the problem is not that I'm not Egyptian. It's not that I'm not a Coptic Christian, you know, their race, their religion. It's that I'm 10 years older. And he hasn't said anything about me other than he has a best friend who's 10 years older. And unfortunately, he said that before we started dating, so it's not like we can take it back. And apparently it's not the cultural thing, it's just the mother thing. And through various stories I have heard, I 100% believe him when he says that she would not accept it. And there's stories to back that up. And also that she would, at best, stop talking to him, and that could last for years. She's done that to her other children while they lived in the same house for years. So she's kind of vindictive. And then, you know, her health's not that great, so he's worried that she would die before they could make up. And at worst, he's afraid that it'll make her sick because her health is not that great, and that she would take a heart attack or something along those lines. You know, so those are two things that would happen. I mean, or she would just get sick. Three, right? Three potential things. Well, even if she just got sick, she wouldn't talk to him. So really the two things: either he gets disowned or she dies. And they're just not acceptable outcomes, because, you know, for him it's about making sure his mother's okay and wanting her in his life. It's different over there. The cultural thing is different over there. Because here she's wrong. Here she's wrong, and if she's wrong, you know, if your mom tells you you can't date whoever you want to date, you say fuck you and you go date whoever you want to date. But that's not the way it is over there. And you know, even though he's here, she's there, and he feels very obligated. But the point is, there's nothing I can do about it. And I've been doing a lot of thinking about it and realizing that, you know, there's this Buddhist concept of co-evolving, this is because that is. So the fact of the matter is, he is who he is because of the way that she is. And I would not change one single thing about him. So I can't actually wish for her to be different. Which really only leaves one option. As far as our ability to be together, and that's just, it's tragedy and it's not what we want, right? So the conclusion is that there's nothing I can do about this, and this is just the way it is, and we're never going to see each other again. Because I certainly, eventually will have other people, and, we're not going to want to introduce the other person as our first choice. Oh, I married you because I couldn't have this person. So that's not happening. And it's just better overall. But, still that little bit in my head. It's okay. It's okay that that's there. It's okay that there's that thing in my head. It's okay that I'm not feeling happy. It's okay that I'm feeling very sad. I'm okay with that because this is life. I honestly always thought you could think your way out of any situation. Like, okay, this is the situation. This is what you want in this situation. How do I get what I want? How do I do what I want? And I always thought that there would be a way around whatever obstacle. And there isn't. And that's a hard thing for me to learn. And I can't stop thinking like, okay, well, if I learn this, the universe has put this in my way. Not in my way, has done this for me. Oh, look, it's a beautiful butterfly. Oh, hang on, ready? Can you see it? I don't know. It was a monarch. Beautiful. So the universe has put this in my life for a reason, and I really do believe that it is for the best. I just don't like it. I just don't like it. But who am I to say, no, universe, you're wrong? The universe has been taking good care of me for a long time and doing things that I necessarily would not have necessarily ever done for myself. But she's made it abundantly clear. She's made it abundantly clear that this is the way it has to be. And it's a good thing because I don't want to go through my life just trying to avoid pain. I want to go through my life because, like, when you're trying to avoid pain, you're really just allowing your life to be dictated by the lowest part of you. Like, oh, I don't want this. I don't want this to happen to me. I got to make the outside reflect what I want inside, and that's just not the highest and best use of your existence, right? So I want to continue this spiritual and emotional journey to the point where I accept what it is, and that the sadness I feel is part of life's richness. And I'm honored and grateful to be able to experience it. Not happy, but honored and grateful because it adds to the richness of my experience of life. I'm working on that. I can see the day where that happens, and I'll be much happier because then anything can come and I'll know that I can handle it. Because again, this whole thing, the reason I'm doing these videos is because, a number of reasons, but the genesis of it, if you will, is that I was in a depression for a very long time, and I'm out of it now. But they don't really tell you after your depression, you have to learn to deal with things in a different way. I have never, even before, I mean, not to get too complicated, I honestly have been depressed pretty much since I was a child. Like, but I'm talking like hardcore screwed up my life forever. Nope. It affected my life in major ways, such that I was like broke, or I'm still working on that. But you know, just living situations, blah, blah, blah. I was going nowhere for like 10 years. And this is the first time out of that depression that I am having to cope with big emotional challenges. And there's also the fact that I've never really, I mean, I've coped with some breakups well, but that's like, that, no, even then. No, I've never dealt with a breakup in a healthy way. So what I'm doing here is trying to offer other people who may have been or may be in the same situation I was/am in, people who feel like they fucked up their life and they're not gonna ever, like, that was it, that was their shot and they're done, or people who just don't know how to deal with a breakup. I am offering myself as not a model, but as a case study, if you will, or an example of the fact that you can learn to cope with things differently. It can be done in a healthy way without panicking and freaking out and losing your dignity and self-respect. You know, and it can be good. It can be for the best. And you can see that. And I just want people out there to know that that's just, I don't have to tell stories about other breakups, but let's just say, if you're having issues, it's not like I'm special and I just have this magical ability to do this. Like, I was there, guys. I was there, and it's possible to deal with emotional trauma and emotional, I don't know if I should call it trauma, but emotional challenges. It's possible to navigate your heart and your emotions in such a way that you learn from them, and you're better for it. Because right now, had it been before I've learned to sort of learn how to deal with this, the way I'm dealing with this a lot of this is reading Michael Singer, really listening to Michael Singer all the time. But before, dude, like I get panicky even just thinking about where I would be right now, waking up every single morning, that moment before you're fully aware, and then the truth comes crashing down on you, and your whole heart just opens in this gaping wide hole of nothingness, and panic sets in, and you live in panic for years. For years, you know, thinking about what could have been, what could I have done differently, blah 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 blah. Nope, that's not healthy, guys. You can learn to do something different, and that's what I'm doing. So that's why I'm doing this. As a recap, I know I keep saying that on every one of these videos, but I don't want you to think I'm out here like looking for pity. I'm out here trying to show this is actually the healthiest I've been in my life. So I'm good. I'm really good. My desire is to help others. So if I'm helping you at all, please let me know. Yeah, so what I'm doing right now is I'm going on a walk. I'm going to listen to some more of Michael Singer, reflect on it's okay, on the fact that it's okay that I'm thinking like, oh, well, when I get through this and I reach the other side and I'm more spiritually enlightened, maybe then I'll get back together. It'll be something where we can get back together. Okay, that thought's there. I'm not going to push it away. I'm just not going to listen to it. That's what you do with unhelpful thoughts. You just don't listen. You don't get involved. Same thing with unhelpful emotions. They're there. Observe them. Don't push them away, because you push them away, you actually end up holding on to them and you never go through them. And you'll never get over them. So you feel them. Just don't think of it all at once. This was good advice my friend Brooke gave me a few weeks back. You don't think of it. I used to kind of like think about all of it at once to try and just get myself through it, and that's not the way it works, it turns out. You know, focus on different things, focusing on my work, focusing on starting a business, all that stuff. Anyway, this was kind of a rambling one. Hopefully I'll be a bit more concise in the future. Or not. We'll see. But like always, just want to point out that no matter how sad you are for whatever circumstance is going on in your life, whatever feeling you're feeling, you can still be grateful for it, because you can use it in becoming a stronger person and a person who can help others. So use it. And be grateful for it, which means, as always, you can choose to have a great full day.